Okay, so I was scrolling around Instagram, just checking out things, looking at Siege pages, and a couple of my friends who run some Siege pages got a pretty weird message from a guy called Vlad Stokanic. Now, for you Siege buffs out there, you should know that that's the voice actor for Mr. Lord Tachanka. So I thought, hang on a minute, that's a bit strange. So they said that they got these random voice messages explaining, hello, I am Lord Tachanka, blah, 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 blah. That was a terrible Russian accent. But they said they got these messages talking to the real Lord Tachanka. So I figured, why not? Let's send him a message and let's see what happens. And he sent me this in reply.
Absolutely, comrade. It would be my honor to do this for you and for Mother Russia.
So he sent me that voice message, so I figured, why not? Let's try and get him in a Discord call, and let's see if we can play Siege with the official voice actor for Lord Tachanka. Let's see how it goes.
Well, hey everybody, this is voice actor Vlad Stokanic, and I'm the voice of Tachanka.
The Lord Tachanka, praise be.
Great. That is right. We are joined by the real Tachanka. Let's get it started. So first off, tell us about yourself.
I was born in 1976 in communist Yugoslavia.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I was born and raised in Belgrade. And I stayed until I moved to Canada in 1997. And this is where I continued basically my, I started my acting career and everything else. But like I said, before I was, until I was 20, I was in Yugoslavia.
Awesome. So a lot of people think you're Russian, so that's nice cleaning that out then.
But we're all Slavic, basically.
Yeah.
Russians, Serbians, there's a lot of.
So my question is, how did you get into voice acting?
Well, the thing is, I've always, since I was a kid, I was always fascinated by, superheroes, and, like comic books. And for me, it was a fantasy world. And I wanted to belong to it. I wanted to act. I wanted to be part of it. I would dress up as a kid, pretend I'm a superhero, learn their moves. And, I was always fascinated by it. And it was just a natural thing to me, to just become eventually, an actor and, try.
How did you get to become the voice of Tachanka? What led you to that role?
Well, what actually happened, because like I said, I started acting, and then one of the first roles I landed as an actor was to play a Bane in a Batman game.
Oh.
Arkham Origins.
Oh, no way!
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I was Bane. I was the badass Bane. And I was like, you can't even imagine when my agent told me that I got the role.
Wow.
And I always knew who Bane is. Bane is the only guy that broke Batman.
Yeah.
The only villain. And I got to play it. And I read comic books when I was a kid. I mean, for me, it was a dream come true.
Right.
And like I said, this is how it took off. But there was motion capture. And with motion capture, there's also voiceover and everything else. And this is how I got it. And then I started auditioning for, voiceover, for, and everything else, motion capture, because now I gained some experience, when I was shooting this game, Arkham Origins. And and it eventually took off. In the beginning, it's really hard to get in. And I would get a day or 2 days here and there for like different projects. Most of the time they don't even tell you the name. They just give you a code name for a project, and like I said, like most of the time I wouldn't even know what I was doing or what project I was on until I started to get bigger roles.
A lot of people's favorite operator, isn't he? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he is all I play when I play.
I can imagine I bet you any money, yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Oh, I'd have to see that one day.
Is that kind of strange hearing yourself talk to you through the game?
It was in the beginning, but then after a while, how when you do voice acting, you just get good, hearing yourself, and it actually helps fine tune your voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I listening to myself, like my lines over and over, and I try things differently. Like I said, I've always been fascinated, and I always loved acting, any form of acting. And like I said, this is something I do in my free time, and I enjoy it. I love hearing myself, and like I said, trying different things, experimenting. I usually go around the house, and like I imagining I'm doing this, like different scenarios in my head, and I'm saying lines, and my kids laugh. Like we all have a blast. We all laugh,
Yeah.
So.
Do they play Siege, your kids?
They do, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
We all play, like we're like a gamer family.
Oh, nice.
Right. you probably get this a lot, but could we hear some of your favorite voice lines, if that's okay?
Sure. This might get a little bit loud.
Okay,
That's
look,
all right.
LMG, mountain baby Shumiha. Let them come. We are not out of the woods yet, bratan.
Oh my god.
that's amazing.
Brilliant.
Get serious.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the phone mic is not the same as the studio
Yeah.
mic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right.
We've heard you mention it a few times, but is Tachanka a communist?
Well, he was definitely born in communist Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, being from St. Petersburg, definitely there was a huge communist influence. But personally, me thinking like him being who he is, I don't think he belonged to communists, like anything like this. I mean, he would do anything to survive, of course. He's a survivor. But I do not see him like a hardcore communist.
This next question's a bit of a dodgy one, but it's, can you teach us how to do the Tachanka voice? And I'm pretty sure none of us here can do that well. So I think that's going to be very difficult anyway.
Like I mentioned, I did a lot of background. Like
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
of course.
work,
Yeah.
Reading, all the work that goes into character. It's not only about voice.
Yeah.
It's what's behind the voice also. But one of the things about like basically speaking in a Russian accent is like rolling those R's. So you really have to roll those R's, comrade.
I don't want to try.
I don't want to embarrass myself.
Yeah.
It takes
I like it bigger.
practice. It takes practice, basically.
Yeah.
But seeing being from Yugoslavia, of course, and like speaking a Slavic language,
LMG, reload it!
well, that's actually pretty good. That's
Hey!
actually.
Wow. Okay, bit of boy banter.
Did you know anything about Siege? Did you know anything about Tom Clancy, the whole franchise, before you had the role?
I did. I actually did, yeah, because I actually started gaming back in 1998 or 1999.
Oh, I was born then. Wow.
And then when one of the first Siege games came out, it wasn't until Las Vegas that I really started to like this game. All the changes that it was just revolutionary for me. Like I just loved it. But unfortunately, I had to give up gaming because my first kid being born, and I had to work hard and start my own business, and I just could not continue gaming because, as you all probably know, it's highly addictive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you've answered this, but do you still play Siege? Do you still enjoy playing Siege?
oh, of course. Well, like I said, now that I landed this role and I realized who Tachanka is, and I started reading about the game, I mean, it is so complex. It is a really tough game to get in. There's a huge learning curve.
Yeah, high skill
And
ceiling.
it was challenging. And then, like I said, I really needed to get back into it. And I started playing on Xbox a little bit, like a few years ago. I started, gaming on Xbox. Nothing serious. And then I decided now that I landed the role to buy the game. And I started playing when I have time, of course. But yeah, definitely I enjoy the game. And I intend now, basically, I'm getting a lot of, love from my fans, and and I'm definitely want to give it back to community now. And people ask to play with them, so definitely I will game more and try to play games with people.
Now, thinking about this, I think this might be a bit of a stupid question to ask.
Yeah.
But it's on the list, so I'll ask it. What is your favorite operator?
Sure. What do you think? Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
If I cannot play him on the defense, I will not play. That's it.
What about on attack?
I will not play.
Just leaves the game.
It's Sledge 90%.
Sledge.
Sledge.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like Sledge. Yeah.
I mean, it's a hammer. I love it. It's massive. I mean, he being a huge, strong guy, and I just, and I play Sledge. Sometimes I would play Ash, but like I said, 90% of the time it's for Sledge and Tachanka always, like I said.
Yeah. Tachanka was actually my first ever operator I bought in the game back on release, vanilla, in 2016.
Oh, wow.
So what would be your favorite map if you had to pick one?
I like Outback. I just played Outback today.
I like that map. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like that
Outback,
map.
I don't know. I just
Can't stand Outback.
I know, I do.
I really like
Yeah,
that.
I just played today and I had a lot of I like the plane, presidential plane. I like the bank. Clubhouse is good also.
So, if you could create an operator, what would their abilities be?
And this is what I mentioned to so many people. I would love to see Tachanka throw knives.
That does actually sound quite cool.
Or at least give him a ballistic knife. Let him throw knives.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And it's so much fun. And I'm sure Tachanka, being a Spetsnaz and everything, definitely. I would love to see this in a game with more power, but more mobility, definitely.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Just because he's a big guy doesn't mean he's slow. He has to be slow.
Yeah, of course.
I really like that idea. I like that idea.
Aside from the previous voice of Tachanka, are you friends with any, or do you know any of the other voices for the operators?
I know Martin Copping. I know him. I just talked to him yesterday, I believe so. Yeah, over Instagram. Yeah, we exchanged some messages, and yeah, definitely a cool guy, cool dude. A lot of my fans suggested that maybe we should get in and play together. Me and Matthew Martin. Sorry. So definitely, it's definitely something I would like to do.
Who is he the voice of?
Mosey.
Mosey.
Oh, cool. Is he actually Australian?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay.
He is.
We're actually out of questions on the list, but I've thought of a bonus one.
I've thought one as well.
Okay.
I've got a really big one.
Okay, I'll go first with quite a simple one. Is Tachanka's model? Is his his elite is rather barebacked, say? Is it modelled off of your body?
No, he was not.
Now, see, that's surprising because looking at you, you're quite a big guy,
I am actually quite bigger than he is.
Whoa.
That's a flex. Yeah.
I'm quite bigger. I'm 6'5" almost. That's 197, 108 centimeters. And I weigh 139 kilos.
Bigger than Tachanka. Confirmed.
Most muscles.
I might have to start going gym.
So yeah,
Tachanka is bigger than Tachanka. That's
amazing.
That's a deal. Yeah. So I was wondering, it was a few days ago when you spoke to some of the first pages on Instagram, and I remember you sent like a voice note, and the amount of people who were going so crazy with Tachanka's just messaged me. They couldn't believe it. It was crazy, right? How come you messaged the siege pages? How come you thought you should do it?
Well, you know what? Because I guess people found out who I was, what my real name is.
Yeah.
And they just messaged me and they said, "Hey, I'm your biggest fan. Can you say LMG? Mounted and loaded." And I mean, how could I not to?
Yeah.
And like I said, and me, I love this acting. And, giving back to the community and, those fans, it's the least I can do. I wouldn't be here where I am if it wasn't for fans. So of course. And until probably for the past couple of days, I recorded over 300 to 400 messages.
Wow.
For sure.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And I will continue to do so. The other day, I actually sent this guy's, it was his birthday.
Yeah.
So I send him a happy birthday to you in Tachanka's voice.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Wow.
And then this guy, he said he's always late for his work. And he asked if I could basically send him a message, in the form of wake-up alarm. So I did this first. And then, little disputes between friends, who's better than this? And they said, "Oh, you know what? Let's ask Tachanka. Let Tachanka decide."
Yeah.
So I was saying, you are better than this, or he's better than you, or yeah. I recorded probably over 300 to 400 voice messages.
Wow.
And this is all in the past maybe 5 days.
And you made a Discord for it as well, for bedtime stories.
Yeah.
But you know what? People keep asking me, and there's so many ideas. Oh, you should do this. Oh Lord, you should do that. and I'm not huge. My presence was not huge on social media, and I said, you know what, guys, if this is what you want, I will do it for you. I never like to promote myself too much. I only had like 200 followers before all this. And I don't know, I was just never out there, not too much. But now seeing who Tachanka is and how much fans love him, I mean, I just have to do something about this. And yes, I started a Discord server, and I started a TikTok, and I'm gonna now start a YouTube channel. And basically anything and anywhere my fans want to see me, I will do so. And anything they want me to do and help them out, or record a message or greeting or anything. And one of the fans actually suggested, maybe I should read a bedtime story. So I said, you know what? If you guys buy the special pack and special skin, and and you tag me in it, and you post it online, I will create a a voice channel, Tachanka's bedtime stories, and I will read you guys the bedtime story.
Wow, amazing!
Oh my lord!
Of course,
I'm planning to do this weekend.
Link to all those socials will be in the descriptions of these videos. I mean,
Praise be.
Praise be the Lord. Awesome.
So that's it for the Q&A. Thank you once again so much, and thank you, the viewers. If you're up to this point, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day.